want to show you guys something really cool. It's not every day that you get to see something like this. This is a flower pot. And that's kind of cool, but it's not really what I wanted to show you. Inside of here is a bird's nest. You guys see the little birds there? Little sparrows, there's 3 of them. You can see the one real close to us. You can see the yellow beaks best. Let's see if I can get a different angle on him. Might be able to get a little bit closer. The female house finch builds the nest with a little bit of help from the father, but she builds the nest and then she lays the eggs. In this nest there were 3 eggs, obviously, and they all hatched. And she sits on the eggs, she incubates them. I don't know if any of you guys have ever raised chickens, but if you don't have a hen around and you're trying to raise chicks from eggs, you need to put them in an incubator to keep them warm. And the mother finch does this. She sits on the nest and keeps the eggs warm for 2 weeks, sometimes more even. And then the chicks hatch out, and initially they don't have any feathers on them, just a few little downy feathers. And they stay in the nest for 2 weeks and don't do anything but complain when they're hungry or complain when they're cold. And they don't have to do any work. They don't go out of the nest. The mother, and the father to some extent, but the mother especially, spends all of her time going out and gathering food for them. And you know, sometimes you think that she just gets totally worn out, but when the chicks start chirping, saying they're hungry, she goes out and finds some seeds. These birds don't eat any bugs. They're vegetarian, vegan too. But she goes out and she gathers up some seeds to feed to her children, and she's always standing by watching over them. Surely he shall deliver you from the snare of the hunter, and from all manner of disease. He will cover you with his feathers, and under his wings you will trust. His truth will be your shield. So, verse 4 especially, well, both verses, draw a metaphor of God as a mother bird watching out for her children. And we can see this in the dedication of the mother bird, to every care and need of her children. And they don't have to leave the nest, they don't have to look for food, because the mother is watching out for them. In much the same way, that's not to say that we don't have to go out and work for our food, but we don't have to work for our salvation, because God has already provided that. All we have to do is ask, and the blood of Jesus will be substituted on our behalf for all the things that we have done. So my challenge to you guys is find another verse in the Bible. And there's several of them. You can reuse this verse if you want, but find another verse in the Bible that talks about birds, and especially about how God is like a mother bird. And then see if you can get a picture of a mother bird. If not, take a picture of a bird that you really like, or even a bird nest if you happen to find it. And see if you can either make a video, or you can send Paul a picture with the text of the verse that you found overlain on your picture of a bird. But something related to birds, and I want you to think about how much the mother birds care for their children, how much your parents care for you, and more than that, how all of this shows us just how much God cares for us.